I hear you, Mr. Yubana. Let me bring Mr. Anene into this conversation. By the way, we heard from the spokesperson of the House of Assembly saying that adjourning Sinadai isn't the same thing as adjourning indefinitely. That it just means that they aren't quite sure of the exact date and that they're not being specific. They can be back tomorrow. It can be next week. It doesn't mean it is an indefinite adjournment and that people are perhaps just getting or giving a wrong interpretation. But Mr. Anene, 2 letters, 1 visit. You heard Mr. Yubana saying the lawmakers are just stalling and that they intentionally do not want to receive the appropriation bill from Mr. Governor. And perhaps this is a way for them to kickstart officially an impeachment process. How do you react to this?
Good evening, Nigerians. Thank you for having me once again. Now, the less contested here is whether the governor followed the due process. Now, the governor alleged that a letter was written to the House of Assembly members in Rivers State, indicating to the fact that he will be coming to the Assembly to present 2025 appropriation. That letter was written by the Secretary to the State Government. That letter was not even acknowledged by anybody. Now, the honorable members who are willing to receive His Excellency and receive 2025 appropriation bill raised issues as to the procedure. Now, some of these analysts were saying the governor was right, anybody can write. The governor saw the inefficiency in that first letter and rescinded and wrote another letter. That letter was circulated in the pages of social media, and that letter was not acknowledged by anybody. Now, if you write a letter, official letter, to even this TVC station, it presupposes that at the point of reception, somebody must acknowledge the letter. That letter that was flying or that is flying on the faces of social media, let us see where that letter was acknowledged by anybody. Now, even if that letter was acknowledged, it is a reasonable man's expectation that should be a corresponding letter from the House indicating that the XYZ date that was indicated by the governor is convenient or not. These are the normal procedural details in administration. That was not done. Like the Assembly member said, His Excellency is playing to the gallery. That is, for me, that is what is at stake here. Now, the issue that is at stake now is not even whether the governor is obeying the Supreme Court judgment or not. The issue is that Section 188, subsection 11, that the House of Assembly seeks to rely to recalibrate impeachment move, gives the House the latitude to determine what is impeachment, what is gross misconduct. If in their opinion that withholding of the salary of House of Assembly members amounts to impeachment conditions, so be it. Now,
we're going to get to that shortly, Mr. Anene. But just for clarity, just hold on a minute. We're going to get back to that. But you just mentioned that due process wasn't followed. We've seen this back and forth. Oh, we didn't get your letter. You didn't address us. What, according to law, is the way forward? Mr. Governor is saying, I'm willing to present the budget to you. Shouldn't the lawmakers now say this is the time we have that you should visit us to present this document? What's supposed to happen afterwards? Are we supposed to keep debating
like I said earlier,
the timing?
Like I said earlier, if I write to TVC, for instance, indicating that I'm willing to appear in this program, or I should be given airtime to appear in this program, it presupposes that my letter should be received, stamped receipt by somebody who is in charge to do so. That was not done. That is the due process we're talking about. There is no proof, there is no evidence indicating to the fact that the letter written by His Excellency was received by honorable members of Rivers State House Assembly. And Rivers State House Assembly cannot reply on a letter that is not before them.
All right.
A letter must be properly before them, and that letter must be read in the open house, in the hallowed chambers, to the hearing of the honorable members. The honorable members will raise issues, debate on the letters, and it will be agreed whether the date indicated by governor is convenient or not. If it's not convenient, there should be a written communication.
Indeed.
Back to His Excellency.
Hold that thought for a minute, Mr. Anene.